Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was just saying, let's see. I'm just trying to admit some more people. I don't know if we were open to questions right now. So if you do, Melina, do you have any questions that you wanted to ask myself or Anna Laura about the program or?
I'm thinking of, my questions and Nico's questions. I mean, I know she wants to know how competitive the application process is. And
Yeah, it's not I would say I wouldn't worry about that. We generally accept most people. We don't really turn people down. We are still growing our festival. The level is rising. We've doubled our registrants from our first year, but I would not worry too much about the audition. The audition is mostly for placing the student in a chamber music ensemble and to get an idea for orchestra, like where to seat them. But it's not to I wouldn't worry too much about the application. It's basically to get an idea of their playing, to put a couple contrasting pieces together, record them, and so that the teachers, also the faculty, know what to expect and like kind of can plan how they want to work with them this summer. But it's not like I wouldn't say, yeah, I wouldn't stress too much about it.
that's great. Thank you. The other questions I think she had were just around the age ranges. And Emil, I know I've already reached out to you about this, but she was curious about, she'll be 19 and she's, in college, and she just was wondering how many people would be around her age. And
yeah, the majority, I would say the majority is around her age. So, okay. Yeah, the majority of the students are around 18 to into their 20s. So conservatory, college age. There are other ages. We've had we had an 11-year-old girl come from Croatia our first summer. We have adult amateurs too, but she's going to be in the majority. It's going to be a really good fit for her. Let's see. Let me just let in a few more people.
Another question by Anderson. Anderson Diana.
Right. Is this meeting related to the performing of orchestral music? So this meeting is related to just the logistics of the program until 1:30 Eastern time, and then you can pose any questions you'd like to the faculty who will be joining us about 20 minutes. So if you want to ask, say Delana a question about, her classes, feel free to do so. But right now, if you want to ask any questions about the organization, any kind of logistic, specific, detailed, technical questions for Anna Laura and I, this is the time to do it. So I'm not exactly sure about your question, Anderson. The performing of orchestral music. I can say that we do have an orchestra. We are expanding this summer to a symphony orchestra. We're going to be the core of the orchestra is string players, but we'll have some students and ringers for the full orchestra, and you'll be working with a great conductor from Bologna, and they rehearse regularly. So the idea this summer is to prepare you for a couple concerts, one in Bertinoro, which is about 45-minute bus ride to the city of wine and hospitality. And then that's called the Entro Terre Festival. And then another concert, we are fortunate to be invited to Teatro Galli, which if you haven't checked it out, please do so, because that is a really important and beautiful theater in Rimini. So we'll be performing an orchestra concert there. Can you let David Lockington in? David, where are you? So we were going to let's see, David, you're in. I might as well let the faculty in at this point. But anyway, so David, are you, well,
Yes, thank you. I'm here.
oh, David's there. Okay, great. Melina, did you have any other questions? I'm not sure if I answered all of your questions, but.
I mean, I guess just kind of the logistics of travel, and since this is the logistics moment, if you could kind of go over people, I imagine, arriving at different times, and you know, she would go on her own, and then I'm hopefully, if it all works out, I would try to meet her at the end. But
Oh, yes. I was just about to say, would you like to join us? I would say that, yeah. So we always recommend for students to arrive the day before, so the 9th of July, to kind of give yourself at least a day to start getting acclimated, because there is there's 6 hours ahead there. So, and as far as traveling is concerned, I recommend to fly into Bologna and then there's a shuttle bus that will take you directly from Bologna airport or Marconi airport to Rimini. So that's probably one of the most convenient options. Another way, there are a couple other ways you can get there, and one is to fly into Milan and they have a version of the bullet train there called La Frecciarossa, which is about a couple hours from Milan directly to Rimini. The trick there, though, is that if you fly into Milan, which is actually, I looked this up, and it's a little cheaper to fly into Milan than it is, let's say, Bologna, I believe. But when you fly into Milan, it's not like when you land in Malpensa airport, there's not the train in the airport that takes you to Rimini. That's something that is a little, so what you do is, I believe you have to take either a bus or another train to get to the Frecciarossa, which I've actually I've never gone from Milan. So I know one of our faculty has, maybe, let me see if I can anyway, did you already? And then the other way is to fly into Ancona. So, but I would suggest either Bologna or Milan.
I'm just going to quickly interject.
Sure.
Because I don't see any students here. I wonder where they are, where you're letting other interested.
Yeah, so some of them are listening. And then there's here we go. Nico.
A question by Anderson, and others are listening maybe for now. Anderson was asking if he could attend remotely.
Oh, yeah. So we try to get people to come in person. I think we I would say it's the experience is going to be much more complete and valuable if you come in person. We have tried in the past to have Zoom sessions. I think it was a little complicated with having it everything on Zoom. So I would suggest, if you can make it in person, to do that. If it's truly impossible for you to come in person, maybe just shoot me an email and we may try to do that. But I think, yeah, you can always contact us at the Altschuler Summer Music Institute at gmail.com, and we can discuss that. But I would say try to make it in person if you can. I think, was that Anderson that asked that?
Yes, Anderson.
Anderson, where are you located? Are you in Europe or United States or Brazil? Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Shoot me an email. Shoot us an email, and maybe we can discuss it further. But it's yeah, if you can make it, that would be great. Let's see.
We had a student from Venezuela last summer.
Yes. Yeah.
It was a wonderful experience for him. Of course, the best solution is to attend in presence. Of course, if you can. But let's talk about it. Maybe will give us other details about his experience. What do you expect, maybe? Could you show you? If you don't be shy, don't worry, don't worry.
Yeah,
We are
no,
just
Brazil
here
is
to
far away.
talk and to talk, and if you want.
Yeah, I'll put our email in the chat. So if you have any
Okay.
questions, let's see, Altschuler Summer Music Institute at gmail.com. Okay, so that's in the chat. And then let's see, Nico just joined us. Nico, do you have any questions you'd like to ask? Are you there, or are you? Well, it seems like she's also just listening. Oh, you can address the email to either myself or Anna Laura. Okay. Let's see. Sergio. I see Sergio Ravello. Avete una domanda per noi, or do you also speak? Oh, wait. Piero's trying to get in.
Can I
Serge?
ask what you play, Anderson? What do you play? Or Sergio? I'm not sure he's Italian. I'm not sure, because composer. Okay, that's different. Okay, so it's different. He's a composer.
Okay, so as a composer, you know, we're going to have Alessandro Spazzoli teaching, and he's actually not here right now, but I can ask him that question and see if he would work with you online. But I think especially as a composer, you might want to attend, because we have the ensembles there that you can collaborate with, you know, chamber ensembles, the orchestra. So I would suggest that would be a great occasion to come. But let's see, we have another question from Nico. So she's asking, hi, yes, question about what a typical day would be like, and if there are any practice rooms. Yeah, great question. So a typical day would be orchestra in the morning, and then either your chamber lesson or your private lesson in the afternoon. Sorry, I forgot lunch, breakfast, lunch. And then you have master classes in the evening. And then we have master classes and seminars. And then the second week is when the performances start. Oh, we have Dr. Song. The second week is when the performances begin with the orchestra, chamber music, students, solo concerts, faculty. So it's quite, you know, I would say it's busy. It's, you know, there's something at basically all times of the day that you can attend. If you attend in person, you can attend any of the master classes that you like. So it's busy, but it's a lot of fun too. So let's see. And if there are any practice rooms, yes. So there's 18 practice rooms at Lettimi Conservatory. And so we haven't had too many issues so far regarding practicing situation, but so you'll be able to practice in the school. I always suggest if you're a string player, to bring a, you know, heavy duty mute, like a brass mute or something, so that you can also practice in your hotel room or your accommodations. But yeah, there are practice rooms there. Every practice room also has a piano, so that's also a great resource that we have there. Let's see, the site of the institute. So I'm going to put up the website for those of you.
It is amazing. It's a wonderful experience, life experience, not just musical experience, life experience.
Yes. Let me see. This is the website. And Yeah, there's some faculty already. Jay, are you, Dr. Song, are you there?
Oh yes, hi. How are you?
Would you like to speak about the
Hi,
experience?
Jay.
We had a student, Nico, that was asking about, the day, what it's like there, that the experience is like. Do you have any? I know Dr. Song is about to go run on stage and perform, but maybe you have anything you would like to tell the students about what it's like there?
Oh yeah. First of all, it's located by the beautiful tourist area, nearby the beautiful beaches. So, of course, when you wake up, you're gonna experience the exotic tourist attraction and areas. So it's gonna brighten your day. And then second of all, when you come in, if you have a sectional with me, you'll start with the BTS aerobic workout, followed by a cool orchestra sectional. And then we would first day would be like you would have a meeting with the director and meet everyone. And then the first lunch, I had, of course, 3 gelatos for lunch. After having 3 gelatos in Italy, you'll never go back to gelatos or pizza in your own home country. Yes, and actually, so practice. Yeah, whenever you have questions, you could come up to email only. Oh, just kidding. You could come up to our faculty. We'll be glad to help you on site. And we will have a lot of friends. Basically, almost everybody in the festival is very friendly and accommodating, like family and beyond. So you'll have the best time and best resources there to experience the festival. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's see. Any other questions? Students, you can.
Can I ask, what do you play, Nico?
The violin. Yeah, I knew that one.
Oh, violin. Okay. Okay, Dr. Song is one of our violin teacher. He was talking right now.
Yes, we've just let Anastasia into the Zoom session. Let's see. Anastasia, can you hear us?
Hi again. Oh,
Hi.
wait.
Hi,
How are you?
Wait, sorry, I started video. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
Good, good. Welcome.
Thank you.
fine.
Do you
Yeah,
have any? Yeah.
I just joined to give a listen to the other which questions the other participants may have. Our faculty will be joining at
Right.
7:30, and
Right.
now
Actually, some of them are already joined. Actually, so but if you have any, we've been going over some questions about logistics, and do you have any questions about the program or anything that you're curious about?
At the moment, I don't have any questions.
Okay.
To maybe if I have any questions, or maybe if anyone has questions, then I could hear and also listen to the answers. But at the moment myself, I don't have any questions.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can I ask you, where are you from?
Netherlands.
Sorry, could you repeat?
The Netherlands.
Okay. Okay, great. What do you play?
I play the violin.
Okay. So
sorry, I didn't introduce myself. Maybe was there some introduction section going on, or like
no, we were just
no,
we
we're
just curious.
just don't worry. You don't have to present yourself. No, I'm just asking. So because we are just asking who is joining our conversation. Not a problem. You don't have to present yourself. We have another couple of violinists here, and also some teachers that are arriving. So they already asked about a common day in the academy, how it works, about the trip. We already answered some questions. Are you interested more in violin or chamber music or orchestra? What would you like to? I'm asking now, but just because I'm curious. Okay.
Yeah, I understood from our program that basically you're getting all the lessons. So I understood that you will get like that you will get to have the private lessons as well as you can group. So for me, I'm basically interested in everything actually. So yeah, if that's possible to do, then I would like to do.
Yes,
I
of course.
participate in a. I can participate in, let's say, yeah, to really make a good use of the I'm spending there.
Yeah, I completely agree. That's one of the great things about the Institute is that we offer so much. And depending on, your age, your level, and how advanced you are, I would say, but I think you're definitely on the right track and you should take advantage of as many opportunities that we're offering, which is a lot. There's a lot of master classes. You can also attend a lot of performances that you can participate in. Like you said, the orchestra, chamber music, private lessons. We have excursion concerts. There's going to be a lot going on every day. So there's no shortage of opportunities to take in.
Yeah, so I was thinking same. So I'm really interested in everything. So if you ask me if there's something I should interested in the most, yeah, I think everything is also important. So I don't really have.
You're right.
Yes, and I mean, I think that's also a great, one of the good thing about the summers, when you have like, a lot of things going on, like intense, it's good to have like a couple weeks of intense work so that you can really grow, and kind of carry that through the year. So I think that's what a lot of students get out of it.
Great.
So we're also having, any other students have any questions they wanted to pose before we start introducing the faculty who are already arriving? Oh wait, there's a student entering now actually. So some more students trickling in right now.
Okay. They're arriving.
Yes, we have, who is this? Sasha has just arrived.
Okay.
So Sasha, I don't know if you can hear me, but if you have any questions, feel free to ask, where you can either join us or you can just write your question down if you like. We're just kind of going over logistics.
You can use also your chat. Yes, if you prefer to write, you can write. Don't worry, we are here just to talk with you and to know you, just to have a simple conversation. Also, Sergio or Sergio, I don't know how exactly. You could tell us where are you from, just to know. We are curious to know where are you from. We wait for your questions. Don't be shy. We are here for you.
Hi, I'm from Colombia. I'm just listening.
Oh, okay. You can just listen. Great. Sergio. Did I say well? Did I pronounce well? Sergio.
Sergio.
Sergio. Okay.
Yep.
What do you play? Last question. Okay. I'm just curious. Sergio, what do you play? You can also write if you prefer.
Sorry?
What do you play?
I'm playing violin.
Violin. Okay. We have already here some wonderful violin teachers.
Yeah. And then Sasha, what do you play, Sasha?
Play the violin.
Great.
Violin. Okay. Where are you from?
I'm from America, USA. California, yeah.
Great.
California. Oh, okay, great.
Oh, do you know Dr. Ike Agus?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Okay, bye, I understand.
Yeah.
Okay, we wait for your email. We'll let you know if it's possible to have a composition class online.
So if there's are there any other questions from the students that you'd like to ask the administrator, myself or Anna Laura, before we let the faculty are mostly here, so. Okay. A quiet bunch today. Well, we have a lot of faculty here, so we have our, let me see, we have Fred Sherry here. He's our cello faculty, joining us from New York, and Delana Jensen, our violin faculty, Alessandro Spazzoli, who's composition and flute. We have, I know I saw Piero here somewhere, Piero Bonaguri, he's our guitar professor. I think I heard Florin earlier. He's coming to help us with chamber music and orchestra. We have, our director of operations is here. I should have introduced Alex earlier. Alex Monti, he's our new director of operations. So we're going to have some more help with everything this summer. Let's see who else is here. Do the students have any particular questions for the faculty, like any questions regarding their classes or anything that they may be able to answer for you? Anybody?
Or maybe they want to listen now. Maybe Dilana, would you like maybe to describe a little bit what you did last summer? We have our violin teacher, wonderful violin teacher, and so we have the honor to have her also this summer, and we are really happy. We spent wonderful time together, and she played wonderful, and she's a wonderful teacher. So maybe if you would like to describe a little bit your experience.
Yes. Well, it was my first summer with you, and being in person is amazing. I mean, I know that we're all used to these Zoom, and we're all getting used to, virtual contact, but the reality is being real with one another is the way that music should be. It's the way that art should be. And this is an opportunity after such a long time when we've been forced not to be real with each other to come back together and share that. So the way that I taught last summer, which was so rewarding for me, was in masterclass. So all the violin students, viola students, really anybody could come and experience together, not just listening to what I have to say, but listening to each other in that setting where you are hearing what the teacher's listening for, what the student is asking. So that kind of give and take between many students at one time and the teacher is a really special experience. The other thing that was remarkable to me, because I haven't been at a summer festival like this before, is the opportunity to make these personal connections with students and become friends and talk about life. And we talk a lot about eating. Of course, the food is incredible, and it's a joke that the food is so important, but it is. And it's a way to sit down and, I had that experience when I was a young person with Nathan Milstein, sitting with him in dinners and sitting with him over tea and sitting at master classes, and this changed my life to have that experience. And I just loved last summer being able to be with those students in that kind of similar setting. So that's what I have to say about about the summer.
Thank you, Dilana. You described wonderfully. Thank you. Hi, Florin. Nice to see you. Hi. friend Sherry, our wonderful cello teacher. We have here. Nice to see you again.
Good to see you too.
It seems that we just met a few days ago.
It was 1 year ago. No, not even a year ago.
No, not 1 year. Piero, buonasera.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Buonasera.
I'm trying to see if there's any cello students, but Fred, you know, he's really needs no introduction in the cello world, and he was also giving a master classes on in contemporary music, where he was teaching also. I think Fred, did you want to talk a little bit about what you taught at the in those seminars, like what maybe the students might like to hear a little bit about what goes on there?
I want to talk about that, but first, if you're going to come to Rimini, you got to watch Federico Fellini's Amarcord on YouTube somewhere, whatever service it's on, because it's filmed in Rimini, but it takes place in the 1930s, and it gives you a feeling of how crazy the place is, how beautiful it is, and how wonderful the people are. The Riminese are great people. So, and that was my fun, and plus the food, of course, was spectacular. And I'm an amateur chef myself, but the real thing is that on the contemporary music front, I played with a lot of many of the 20th and 21st centuries composers that some of them are pretty famous and some of them nobody ever heard of. But what it made me feel is that the state of the contemporary art of composition now is very broad, and it needs to have everybody has to have a place. Are you a minimalist? Are you a 12-toner? Are you a free improviser? Are you a group, or are you a soloist? And I think that part of the music scene today is extremely interesting. And I'm always looking over scores and listening to things because I have to from some boards that I sit on, foundation boards. So we get 135 composers trying out for something, and got to listen to them all. But that's fun. And also, I'm with Delana 100% on everything that she said, especially the in-person thing. I don't even like Zoom. I think Zoom be abolished forever. But it's really working nicely today. So many times I've been out at lessons, Zoom lessons, people it doesn't quite follow the same temporal path, that kind of thing, which is kind of annoying. But the main thing is that it's not that there's a lot of free time, but there's just enough free time to get to know each other and to get to know the town and to relax a little bit. And the beach is not so far away, but pretty far away. And it's a long walk, let's put it that way. And thanks to Emil and Anna Laura, it was a great summer.
Oh yeah, well, it was great having you all.
Thanks to
I really,
you.
And the rest of the faculty, by the way, Spazzolo and everybody else, we all got along very nicely.
Yeah.
Maybe, and I think that I'm kind of hard to get along with, but maybe.
No, not at all. Just at dinner that one time with the shoe. But that was a good call, though. That was a good observation.
Yeah, I've got to apologize when we see
them. No, that was a good time. But let's see, who else do we have here? Piero, we have our guitar professor here. He had a memorable performance of the Castelnuovo Tedesco quintet with some students with the string quartet, and then this summer he's going to talk about. Actually, Piero, do you want to say anything about your kind of seminar, your lecture that you wanted to give this summer?
Yes, thank you. Last year has been very interesting for me, not only teaching and performing chamber music, but also attending to the seminars by Delana Jensen, Eike Agus, and Fred Sherry. And so I thought that I'd like to give some seminar, particularly on two subjects. This year, we had two very important anniversaries in Italy. The first one is the 100 years ago, the Italian Society for Contemporary Music was born. And as I am working a lot with contemporary composers, we all knew Alessandro Spassoli in last year, but there are much more, many composers. And so I thought to give a little account of this collaboration, performing some new piece and talking about my experience working with the composers. I actually wrote a book about the collaboration between a guitarist and composers who don't play the guitar themselves. And the second anniversary is Alirio Diaz anniversary. And as I has been a student of him for many, many years, and also a friend of him, if I can say it so, I also would like to talk a little bit about my experience as a student of this such an important master of the guitar.
Great. I'm really looking forward to that, Piero. And part of what we try to bring to ASME is are these great legacies. You know, for example, what Piero was speaking about, Alirio Diaz and Delana Jensen with her teacher Nathan Milstein, and Ike Agus, who's with Jascha Heifetz. So I find that I like to, we like to carry the torch, so to speak, and continue this sharing this rich knowledge and experiences from the past. And so I'm looking forward to that, and excited about that seminar. And then let's see, who else do we have? Florin, Alessandro. Is there anything that you guys would like to share about the last summer, or possibly what you're looking forward to this coming summer?
Yes, to me, if I may speak a little bit about the last summer's experience, it was starting from a family holiday and just supporting one of my students attending your academy, going into a very nice spontaneous dinner together with the academy teachers over there, which it was also a very warm feeling I got straight away from everyone, which I'd like to emphasize for the newcomers, because to me, all of you are new at that very evening when we arrived in Rimini. And I felt so nicely welcomed by all of you that basically under a nice Italian wine and a little bit of shrimps and pasta, which was over on the table, and you insisted that I should taste the goodies over there in the fish restaurant. It was already decided that I'm going to joyfully sustain the students from One Chamber Music Group. And luckily I had my violin and viola taken with me, because you, Emil, suggested to take both instruments with me. And yes, from one to the other one, I became a little bit of a groupie all the day long around the academy, and I was very happy to wake up every morning at 6:30 and just walk to the academy, because our hotel was on the seaside. But that half an hour, indeed, as you mentioned, brought me every day along at least 2 or 3 Rimini's best gelato places. So it was no problem. I had my sweets on the road, to say so, to the academy, to the faculty, and then of course the orchestra started, which I was very happy to join and to be aside one of your youngest students. I think his name was Ayan, if I'm still recalling. So he was just like a 2 or 2.5 years violin player of an age of 10, 11-ish or something like that, which was just thrown in the Lion's Den with this beautiful chamber music program. And against all the odds, and with lots of patience from all of us, but then also from my side, I took a little bit the mentorship role, and I guided him throughout the whole project. And to be honestly, I must say that one's patience can be extended to any kind of limits when working with such a young student, but then on such a difficult repertoire, and always keeping him on the right track. But I might definitely like to say that it was a joy to see the end result, because I attended 2 of the concerts that the Academy gave, and I was very proud of him. I was very proud of him that he pulled it through, and even if at the beginning all the other students were looking a little bit to our stand and thinking about what's happening there with the international bowings or stuff like that, I believe that the concerts, and especially the one in the theater, in the casino on the seaside, was a very good concert for him. So as an outsider last year, that was my highlight, to say so, mentoring Ayan, and of course the chamber music group, they were more experienced. But on the humanly side, I got so much reach by just talking to all of you and knowing all of you personally. And I believe that anyone attending the Academy also this year and in the years to come, they are going to go with this family-like and long-lasting friendship feeling back home, which I guess is good for at least half a year of their own musical preparation, at least on the psychological and of course on the technical level. So I strongly recommend to anyone to join your academy, and I'm very happy that you have invited me this year to join the party within brackets, but the hardworking party as well as chamber music, and again with Ana Laura, orchestra teacher as well, and I'm gonna be there definitely from the very first day of the academy.
Yeah, well, we're really looking forward to having Florine back. I mean, he was really.
And we're happy. Yes, we're happy.
Yeah, we're fortunate to have found Florine, and he was just of a great help to us last summer. And I agree with everything you were saying. I think I feel the same way every time I've come to Rimini. There's a certain very vibrant and energy that kind of helps everything, and then especially kind of has this great confluence with like the education and making these deeper connections, both musically and also on a human level. So I do agree with you. That's why it's hard to actually articulate and explain everything over Zoom, just because I'm always short of words as to how everything comes together so beautifully and magically. So you kind of just have to be there and experience it. But so thanks for that, Florine. Let's see, anybody else? I saw Alessandro, who's going to be our continued teaching composition. He helped our student composer in residence, Audrey Wu, last summer compose a piece for the chamber orchestra, which was one of the highlights of that concert of our summer last summer in Teatro degli Atti. And I hope, it sounds like he's going to be mentoring other young budding composers this summer as well. And he's a great composer also in his own right. So I hope you get to hear his music this summer. Let's see. And who else is here? Yes, well, Alex Monti is here. I'm glad it's a big relief to see that he's going to be joining us this summer. Anna Laura and I managed to do a lot of work, but Alex is he's going to be, I think, a great help. He's worked with like some big productions like Andrea Bocelli. He's based both in he's now in Italy and in Milan, but he went to school at New England Conservatory, right? I don't know, Alex, did you have anything you wanted to say, or
yeah, no, I'm excited about this summer. I'm happy to help with the festival and hopefully make everything nice and logistically easy for everyone, and work from a stage point of view in the most efficient and happy, good ways. There's not much I can say about it, except for I'm looking forward to the festival, and I'm looking forward to these beautiful venues sounding great, and having the contact with the musicians, and hopefully making everybody's life as easy as I can. So
yes, Yeah, well, glad to have you aboard. We're going to be speaking about our excursion concert to Bertinoro soon, and making that putting that together.
You know, I was going to make one more point for students, because I've had some friends online asking me, but it would be interesting for you to talk to the different levels of students. So Florin talked about this young boy, and he played, I believe, Bach A minor for me. And then of course, I had students playing Tchaikovsky concerto. So there were students that were, as you said, adult amateurs. We have students that are interested in coming that are adult professionals. I have friends that have asked me about that. I say, yes, you know, this would be a fabulous opportunity for an adult professional, an adult amateur, you know, young people. It's really interesting, the mixture. I know that some festivals limit ages, and that's great. But this is a different kind of experience, and I think that welcoming of different levels and different ages as a sort of melting pot would be something interesting for you to talk to.
Yeah, you know, I'm always, I guess, a little bit, you know, from the very beginning, I always walked a fine line with talking about, you know, the level, because as soon as you start talking about classical music, you know, we're so used to some kind of this kind of very high standards and almost a standoffish kind of intimidating level of artistry that can kind of be a kind of repel some people, I guess. And I've always felt that wouldn't it be great to have both a great high level educational experience with also perhaps students that want to just learn and improve and to their maximum potential without judgment and without the pressure of needing to be, you know, quote unquote the best. And I felt that that is a very I would say unique quality of this festival, because we have, as you can see in front of you, some of the greatest musicians and teachers in the world, but at the same time, we've been lucky enough to select those teachers that are kind of open to teaching students of different ages and levels. And we have not had any, you know, every summer has been great in that way. And I think that I've always been impressed by the way that the faculty is able to teach different levels, how to get to the next level, despite maybe their exceedingly high levels or standards that they maintain for themselves and that haven't been taught. And that I think is a very beautiful thing, because I think that's part of what makes the festival so cohesive and rich and open and truly diverse. So I really thank you all the faculty for being so open-minded and working with all these different students that come every summer. So
Emil, also there was the idea that the students played with the faculty.
Yes.
And the older the people that were amateurs of a certain age got to play with the people, and everybody got along, and they actually did some beautiful performances. And I was thinking, well, at Beethoven quartets, that's a hard one, and they were great.
Yes, I always felt that you know, if you can somehow be playing next to, you know, a Fred Sherry or a Delana Jensen and Ike Agus, you know, these are really special experiences that you can't. Yes, one thing is to be taught, and that's great. And then, but there's something to be said about being in such close proximity to somebody at that level who's not, you know, judging you per se, and just kind of helping you get to the next level. That experience for me is also unique and irreplaceable. And I think it's true that the students actually do get have a leap of they do experience a kind of a leap of in their playing, their artistry at the end of those 2 weeks. So yeah, I think that does come together beautifully.
Well, even when Maria, the cello student, played with Spazzoli, I thought that was great. That was a wonderful. They recorded his piece.
Yeah, well, last summer, yeah, we had that a recording project that we had some great students participate in, and Spazzoli and Piero coached them and helped them to record, and then they also recorded some pieces by Spazzoli. So again, it's very rich, musical opportunities, and I mean, I could brag about it all day long, but let's see. Somebody else had a question, right? Thank you. After hearing this talk,
Sasha.
oh, yes, he feels better because he's 12 years old, and because of being so young, he felt a little intimidated, but it's nice to know that all levels are welcome. Yes.
Yes, and also, when you're in this type of a setting, so friendly and community, close community together, making friends and listening to each other, I think that, I'm also reading Sasha saying you're 12 years old. You are not being judged. The other students just feel a friendship and a kinship with the other students. And I only saw these incredibly beautiful, positive relationships and encouragement. The
Right.
encouragement was wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think Delana just nailed it on the head again. It truly is inclusive and welcoming, and I think also even for professionals, there are a lot of professionals that are interested in, but of all levels. So really, thank you guys again for being so open to this.
Well, aren't we all doing the same thing anyway? We're all musicians. We're practicing every day, and I
Yes.
to talk about this, and
yes,
and all playing the same, much of the same music probably, and
yes,
if we all the same goals, just get a little better
yes.
every day.
That's right. But it just feels so much. It just has that extra added, encouragement when you're there. I think in Italy and you're in this. I think the whole environment is more, it makes it more in that way. So.
And the nice little theater, the monastery there. I thought that was special.
Oh yes, the Letimi itself is a converted monastery. I don't know if actually you guys got a chance to see it, but downstairs there's still the remnants of the older monastery if you go down to the ground level. But yes, and then there's the theater, which the Teatro degli Atti, which is right next door. And the city of Rimini has just been really generous with us and inviting us and having this kind of special festival. So it's just been a very fortunate opportunity and I think a great time that we've all had.
It's nice to run into people on the street. Hey, there's they don't quite look the same as they do in the school.
The last thing I'll say, going back to the age issue, is when I first went to study with Nathan Milstein in a 2-week masterclass setting in Switzerland, I was 12. Everybody else was, older, and there were some also, more mature people as well as being, young mature people. But it was welcoming then, and your setting that you have created is the same feeling.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear that. It's great acknowledgement. Let's see here. Oh, somebody would like me to talk about the Teatro on the Piazza. It's a gorgeous setting. It sure is. One of the things that happens is that faculty and students, we just kind of spontaneously also just meet up in the piazza and the cafes and the restaurants, pizzerias, for lunch and dinner. Piazza Cavour is the main piazza there, where this year, as I was saying in the beginning, we're being invited to perform in Teatro Galli, which it's this beautifully renovated theater which was bombed during the Second World War, and there was actually a big hole. You could see it, I think, in the pictures that there was this big hole from a bomb that was recently renovated. I want to say 2018-ish, and it's a beautiful hall that we're gonna, I hope, have a great time in this summer. So I'm really looking forward to that. And
how about hanging out on the bridge there between the two sides?
Oh yeah, that's Ponte Tiberio. And this goes for everybody. If you haven't yet, go across the bridge, Ponte Tiberio, to this is a small little town which is part of. It's what is it? What is it called? San Giuliano. It's a beautiful, vibrant little hamlet across the Tiberio Bridge, which I really enjoyed last summer. And Fred and I ate there, right? We had a really good meal there.
Esse Romagnolo.
Yes, that was very good.
Yeah, let's do that again.
Yeah, that was fun.
There's Claudio. Oh, I just saw some
Claudio, and I think before we all go, Claudio. Let's see. Oh wait, who is this?
Maybe that's Claudio.
Okay.
Guys, I have to interrupt you all and just to say I'm very happy to have seen you and hopefully see you with as many other students this summer. Of course, also with me, the lines are open to Emil and Ana Laura for questions for the chamber music and for the whatever orchestra are going to prepare. I'm also prepared to help prior to the event together with Ana Laura, of course, to set up the scores and whatever is needed. Unfortunately, I have to leave right now because my colleagues are already running out the stage and I have to change. But it's very nice to have seen you all, and I'm very happy to see new faces. Alex, happy to meet you as well. And to all the students in the room, just don't wait too much. Grab your 10% discount and come. Cheers to all of you. Ciao.
Thanks, Lorraine.
Bye.
He's a used car salesman.
And before we go, I think I saw one last professor that just entered the door, Claudio Campadello, who is our double bass professor. He's also a professor at Pesaro Conservatory. He plays the electric bass. If you guys haven't had a chance to look him up on YouTube, he plays electric bass. He plays the Bach suites on it as well. But anyway, Claudio, if there's anything that you wanted to say before we go, or
excuse me, too late in the meeting.
No, va tutto bene.
Good evening to everybody.
Where are you? Outside?
Ciao, Claudio.
Oh yes, we got an important question. Is there any possibility for students to receive scholarships? There's very limited scholarships, but what I would say is apply. We'll review your application, your videos, and see if that's a possibility. They're possible based on merit or need. We do try to help out in extreme circumstances, such as, for example, last summer we had a student from the Ukraine that was fleeing the war. She came and participated, but what I would say is apply, but they are very, very limited scholarships, because we are still mostly funded by tuition payments. So but I would say, I would encourage you to try to apply. And if that's the last question, I think I'll let you guys go. I know you guys are busy Sundays probably, and we will reconvene, I guess, for perhaps somebody's here, an online orientation perhaps, and then hopefully the real deal in Italy soon. But I thank you all for being here, for joining, and for offering your experience, the input from your experiences from last summer. And I can't wait to hear, all of your, teaching and master classes and performance this coming summer. This is going to be, sounds like bigger and better than last summer. So I thank you again for coming, for joining today, and to the students for showing up. And if there's any other questions, feel free to shoot me an email or Anna Lauer and I an email. I posted our email in the chat. Okay.
It was a pleasure to see you all even online. It was really a pleasure, and hope to see you very soon to play with you again and to live again this wonderful experience. Guys, if you have any other question, don't wait, don't be shy. We are here to answer all your questions by email. We have our email address, and it will be a wonderful experience, not just about music, but about life. So we wait for you, and for any other question, to next stage to write me also, okay? And you will feel in a family, okay? This is the atmosphere. So thank you, Anastasia.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll let you guys go. And I hope to see and hear from you guys soon.
Thanks to everybody.
It's great to see you, Fred. Great to see everybody.
Bye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao, Fred. Buona serata.
Ciao, Claudio.
Ciao. Buonasera.
Buona cena.
Bye. Ciao, ciao.
How do I get out of here?
Okay. All right. All right. Well, I'll let you guys go. Okay. Great. All right. So that, let's see.